Hello, hello. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, my name is Virginia and I am the creator here at Unique Boutique. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a quick recap of the third market that I had this weekend. So I had a 2-day market on Friday and Saturday, and then I had a 1-day market on Sunday. So this is the recap of the 1-day on Sunday. This is a market that I have done before in the past. I do really enjoy this market because it is supposed to be outdoors. It's at a local middle school. They have a very nice large parking lot that the market is in the parking lot if the weather is nice. If the weather is not going to be nice, they will move us indoors inside the gym. So that is incredible. So you don't have to worry about the weather. So I really enjoy that. But we were very blessed this weekend that the weather was absolutely amazing. We had some pretty cold weather for a while, and we actually had about 3 days of rain prior to this. But the weekend was gorgeous. There was full sun all weekend. So I didn't get to do any kind of a video of my setup because I keep running out of storage on my phone. So I did take some pictures, and I will insert the pictures in the beginning of this video. This was the very first time I was able to use my DIY market sign. I'll put a picture of it over here. Or over here. I think it fits better over here. I'll put up my market sign, and you can refer to my other YouTube video that explains a little bit more about how I made it. But this was my very first time getting to finally use it, and I absolutely loved it. I did get a lot of compliments on it. I had a couple other vendors taking a look at it, saying that they would love to have one too, and they've been thinking about building one. So that was really exciting. It worked out exactly the way I had hoped. Other than that, there wasn't really anything extraordinary going on. Like I said, the weather was amazing. There was a pretty good crowd. I didn't seem to make as much money as I did last year. Last year I had 26 sales. This year I had 23 sales, so it's not down very much. But apparently last year people were buying, I sell pretty much the same products every year. So last year they must have just been spending more, I guess, in each transaction, if that makes sense. Because I made about $200 less than I made last year, and I only had 3 less sales. But anyway, it was still a great market. Like I said, the sun was out. There was a nice little breeze. At the end of the market, when it was time to start picking up, my neighbors on one side of me, they had lots of help, and they were picked up right away, and they were gone. So there was at least 3 open spaces between me and now my next neighbor. And as we were cleaning up, all of a sudden I hear somebody, "Oh no, oh no." And I look over, and there they had taken the weights off of one side of their tent to take it down. There was this huge gust of wind that came through. It was like a mini tornado. All of a sudden, this huge gust of wind came out of nowhere, and it just blew everybody's signs off their tables, and everybody's running around trying to grab all their stuff. It was really weird. But also, when these people tried to take their tent down, there was another one of those little, micro bursts, whatever they are, and it took their tent and flipped it upside down over the back of their vehicle, bent their tent in half, destroyed their tent. So that was pretty heartbreaking. And then I said to my other neighbor, to my other side, I said, "Oh boy, now I'm going to be afraid to take my tent down because I'm all alone." And she was all alone too. So she said, "Well, I'll help you." And I said, "Okay, cool, then I'll help you take your tent down." So that's what we did. And we were able to take our tents down and everything without any issue. Thank you so much to Ashley for the help. And she kept me, you know, we talked pretty much all day long. It was great. So anyway, let's get to how the market went. So as I said, I had 23 sales. Last year I did have 26. Let's see. It was a 5-hour market. And my top seller were my pocket hugs. If I do have a picture of my pocket hugs, I will insert it over here so you can see what they look like. They're only a $2 item, but they're very cute. They're a cute little crocheted heart, and then I print out the cards myself, and I have 3 different little sayings on them. So those were my top sellers. I sold 5 of those. I sold 4 kittens. Like I normally always say, my kittens are always my best seller, but I sold 4 kittens, and it was a tie for second because I also sold 4 extra small pumpkins. And then coming in third for my highest sellers, I was able to sell 3 of my sports bows. I was so excited. So this girl was there with her mom and her grandmother, I believe, and the mom had pointed out the bows. And, you know, the little girl was looking at them, and the mom's like, well, you know, where are you going to wear them? She picked out, I believe it might have been a turquoise bow for the first one. And then I pointed out that they were so much if you buy 1, but if you buy 3, you get a discount. So she picked out a second one, and then she was having a little hard time trying to find the third one. But she found 3 bows. So excited. I've had these bows for so many years, and it was kind of like a last minute thing that I've started to do. I had them sitting in my cabinet, and I said, I'm going to take these bows out to some events. They're doing me no good sitting in my cabinet. So I was very excited to finally sell 3 of those. And it was also another tie for third place. I sold the last 3 chickens that I had. So I didn't even bring my chicken coop to this event because I had sold so many chickens prior that I only had 3 left for this event. And I said, I'm not going to bother bringing the chicken coop. I'll just put them out on the shelf with, you know, some of the other stuff. So I sold the last 3 chickens. And that was kind of cute too, because there was 3 girls that went to that school, and they were helping out. That's another thing that I really love about this event, is that it's at a school, and some of the students sign up to be volunteers. So they will help you put up your tent, help you bring stuff in from your vehicle when it's inside. They also go around and take your lunch order, and then they will go to the food trucks for you, place your order, bring it back to you. So that's a lot of help. So there was 3 girls wearing their volunteer t-shirts that had come over, and they bought the last 3 chickens. So that was really cute. So yeah, so those were my 3 top sellers for this market. It seemed like the crowd was about the same. I don't think there was less people there than last year. It just seems like last year, how do I want to put this? Each sale or each transaction may have been more of like a multiple transaction than this year. And that's why my sales were so much higher, because I did make approximately $200 less than I made last year. Still an amazing event. I really enjoyed it. And that's about it for this video. So I hope that you enjoyed my video, and please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm starting to grow my channel, and I'm so excited. And until next time, bye-bye.